It's hard for me to describe how hard it is to drive a race car. I might birdie a hole that Jordan Spieth doesn't birdie, or make a three-point shot that Michael Jordan doesn't make. But there's no other athlete in any other sport that would ever run a lap faster than I can run a lap. It's impossible.
When you put a helmet on, it's kind of like Superman putting on his cape. It's like an alter ego.
Driving a vehicle to its limit, overstepping that limit. That moment, nothing else in the world matters.
That excitement, that hunger gets more intense as you go.
It's addictive. Across that finish line, the checkered flag's waving.
When I see the driver get out and have this genuine, uncontrolled emotion, as a fan watching, that's the moment I'm there for.
Oh my gosh, Season 1 of NASCAR Full Speed has officially dropped on Netflix. And out of all of the past NASCAR docuseries, this definitely had the most hype going in. And for good reason. For years, the fans have been begging the sport to have this type of show, and fortunately, NASCAR and Netflix has delivered. But just because you put something out doesn't automatically make it great. Did this show live up to the hype? Or did NASCAR drop the ball again? So the premise of this 5-part documentary series was to track a few drivers on their journey through the 2023 NASCAR playoffs. Word Plus Pictures and NASCAR Studios joined forces to explore the physical, mental, and emotional challenges of competing in one of the world's most challenging and dangerous sports. In total, 9 of the 16 playoff drivers were selected for this documentary. Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, and Tyler Reddick. Not only do you follow their journey through the playoffs, but the show does its best to humanize the competitors. Thanks to these 9 drivers giving access during the playoffs, this show was able to happen. Now, because of Formula One's Drive to Survive series, NASCAR fans had a certain level of expectation when it came to the show's presentation. Because not only have they seen how this show makes Formula One looks so cool, but they are sick and tired of NASCAR presenting itself as this goofy sport. For once, NASCAR needs to stop laughing and take itself seriously. How are others supposed to take you seriously if you can't? Everyone was hoping the show would finally do that. I think it had a pretty easy blueprint to go over. NASCAR fans pretty much said, just give us a Drive to Survive series. And that is exactly what they did. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, they did it. NASCAR actually did it. This great sport finally needed a breath of fresh air in terms of correctly portraying the Cup Series to the public. And looking back, the sport hasn't had this type of show since NASCAR 360 from the early 2000s. I know NASCAR had a documentary series on USA, but the execution of it was terrible. Not only is it on a top streaming platform such as Netflix, but all of the drivers that were a part of it seem to have went above and beyond. If the drivers don't give access, it doesn't work. So props to them for being involved, and it helped accomplish and create the program Netflix wanted. Just like Drive to Survive, NASCAR Full Speed strives to keep things simple for new or casual fans while also not being too boring for the diehards. The first episode, titled Playoffs or Bust, covers the final race of the regular season. Then the following 3 episodes break down each round of the playoffs before the finale, titled Across the Line, goes in depth leading up and during the championship race. Denny Hamlin is the clear-cut star of the show, not a surprise at all.
I grew up with no means. I worked my way here. I have a big jet, a big house, nice shit. I fucking earned it.
Whether you love or hate him, there's no denying that Denny Hamlin is the best personality the sport has at the moment, and it's cool to see him basically take on the role as our Daniel Ricciardo. Don't get me wrong, the other 8 pull their own weights, but Denny Hamlin just sticks out the most to me. He also has the most unique perspective in this show, not only being a driver, but also a car owner, as well as a podcaster. And let me be upfront with y'all right now, I'm not gonna say any names, but this show did a great job showing other personalities that I thought were boring before watching the show, but now having watched it, I think otherwise. Not saying some of them are all of a sudden the most entertaining guys in the world, but they're not the vanilla sandpaper drivers I thought they were. Part of the reason fans think a certain driver is as boring as they are is because some of them have been unwilling to give a certain level of access. But most of the blame has to go towards the sanctioning body for the way they've executed these ideas over the years, but it looks as if they finally found their own identity to an extent. Authenticity. Let me say it again. Authenticity. NASCAR fans not only wanted a serious portrayal of the sport, but an authentic one. NASCAR Full Speed is authentic with a capital A. While the blueprint is Drive to Survive, all of the extra stuff isn't in this show. While Drive to Survive is great in its own right, it can also be over the top, over dramatic, and unfair in its portrayal of drivers and storylines. NASCAR Full Speed doesn't have all of that. It is straight up with you about what it is. The best example was in episode 1 when they didn't over dramatize Ryan Preece's horrible crash at Daytona. It's already horrible looking on its own. There's no need to add anything extra. Hell, even the show admits to Christopher Bell that they didn't see him making the championship 4.
When I first came onto this project, they were like, all right, these are the guys that we expect to continue into the round of 8 and stuff, because you have to make a plan and make choices and stuff.
I wasn't in that plan, was I?
You were never in that plan.
Imagine that.
NASCAR Full Speed truly embodies the essence of the Cup Series, and dedicated fans can take comfort in knowing that this isn't staged drama. It's presented a certain way so that non-fans can enjoy it, similar to how Drive to Survive got started, but also one where diehard fans can sit back, watch, and enjoy it. NASCAR, thank you. And I am serious. Thank you. Thank you for finally listening to the fans and giving us exactly what we wanted. I know we give them a lot of crap, and rightfully so, but we have to give the sanctioning body their flowers when they come in clutch. You not only presented our beloved sport in a serious light, but you did it in a way that should please both sides, the new and diehard fans. Oh, and that's another thing. If you're a NASCAR fan and have been begging for this type of show, then watch it and say, I didn't like it, I don't know what else to tell you. Seriously, what more could you want? Season 1 is a tremendous building block, and I can't wait to see how far the show goes from here. Anyways, let me know in the comments how you feel about NASCAR Full Speed. What were some of the pros and cons? Do you think it's the best NASCAR documentary series they have ever put out? And if you're one of those that hates it for some reason, please explain to me in full detail why that's the case. Let me know it all in the comments below. And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.